Okay, if you're the Spurs guard right here, you want to get up and angle De'Aaron Fox this way so Jakob Poeltl can drop here, but he can stop the ball at some point. Because now when Sabonis rolls, there's backside help right here, here. Okay? But see, the problem is, look at this. When you let this screen come this way, there's no backside help, and now Jakob Poeltl can't do anything. Horrible switch. What is happening here? If you're switching, you need to be level to the screen or ready to guard as this player comes underneath. Jakob Poeltl, what is this? You don't switch this cross screen right here, all right? Just get attached to your man who's setting this screen and you jam Harrison Barnes as he's going through so you can get on the other side. Instead, you switch incredibly late. Harrison Barnes is catching this ball way too low, and just put points on the board now. We got a turnover right here. All right, so Sacramento has this ball. If you're the Spurs player here, just sprint back. Do not do anything other than sprinting back. Look at Jeremy Sohan here. Stop. Why is he not sprinting back? He's going towards the ball. Now that just guaranteed that you have no chance of guarding the ball. Okay, so this Spurs player goes to double the post. Okay, that's fine. All right, now Zach Collins is going to have to take this cutter. So right here, that means this player's got to get wide because he's going to have to slide up here. And then Zach Collins, who took the cutter, would have to come here, and then the man that doubles goes onto the cutter. But none of that happens. So Stanley Johnson here, and you're guarding the ball. All right, stop. You're fine now, all right? Please get in a defensive stance. Look at what Stanley Johnson's doing. He's gambling, and you're bodying up this player as he's in the corner. You have no chance of sliding your feet now. Okay, so Jeremy Sohan gets beat right here. Stop. So Jeremy Sohan, if he's going to recover back out, you got to communicate this, okay? Because Trey Jones is going to have to stay here then. See, we can't have two people going out now because look at this. Now we have one person boxing out two Kings players, which of course is not feasible. A bad switch. If you are switching, you got to stay level to the screener. Look at this. Stop. You got to be up here now, ready to guard. Like do you look ready to guard right now, especially De'Aaron Fox? What is this Spurs player doing here? You're guarding the ball. Like, you're clearly not looking at the ball. Why are you... It looks like you're trying to gamble on to get a deflection. I don't know, but that's horrible. Can never, under any circumstances, guard like this with your back to the ball. First of all, you've always got to be seeing the ball. You got to get your back to the baseline, all right? Now you're seeing ball, you're seeing man. When you're guarding like this, too... Malik Monk's going to get you leaning one way, and now he's coming the other. And look at this. You have no chance of guarding this handoff now because of the space that was just created. What is going on down here? Did a switch just occur? Like, there's a terrible communication because we have two Spurs going to one Kings player, no one taking Kevin Huerter. So in transition here, this player here is not getting to the ball. He's not getting to Sabonis. Okay, so sprint wide. You got to get to these secondary options. All right, so you're coming down the middle. That's a humongous problem. If you were wide here, now when this pass gets made, this player can shift here, and you'll be over here. But you basically just got to the middle of nowhere. Okay, so this Spurs player gets beat backdoor. Jakob Poeltl comes up to help. All right, but Jakob Poeltl's end up taking Harrison Barnes here. Stop. So if you're Jakob Poeltl, you got to start battling for real estate and getting Harrison Barnes out of here. Like, you just can't just look at... You're not moving Harrison Barnes anywhere. Like, he's just determining where he's going, and he's staying inside the block, which is not going to work. If you're Zach Collins here and you're guarding Sabonis, your only focus can be Sabonis. You cannot be... Look at this. He's trying to deny an entry pass. Yo, Sabonis has the ball. Can Zach Collins give a little effort here? Like, just get back to the three-point line, get your feet set, and be in a defensive stance. Don't do whatever this is. Like, you're basically saying, I can't guard the ball. Why? The Spurs just like giving Sabonis points. Could you sprint back, get to the three-point line, get your feet set, and be in a defensive stance instead of backpedaling? Like... Okay, so Trey Jones is not going to be able to guard De'Aaron Fox like this backpedaling. Okay, so De'Aaron Fox is going to beat Trey Jones. That means this player has to get into the gaps. All right, so let's take a look. So what does that look like? That means this player's sprinting underneath the three-point line, and he's here. So right now, when De'Aaron Fox comes this way, I can stunt. I don't have to move my feet, and I will be able to recover. All right, but you're nowhere to be found, and Trey Jones, yeah. Get your hands off of this Kings player. He is going to use you hugging him like this to create space. See that space he just created? Boom. Now you have no chance of guarding this down screen. And you're going to go up the gut to make it even worse. So if Trey Jones is going to let De'Aaron Fox come this way or want him to go this way, then Jakob Poeltl's got to get over here and double, okay? Like, so let's see what that looks like. Stop. So you got to come over here and double. Like, Trey Jones just gave De'Aaron Fox this area here. You got to step up here, all right? This player needs to step up and backside help. This player would sink down. Skip pass made. This player rotates here. That player rotates up, all right? But, I mean, Jakob Poeltl, you got to get in a defensive stance with your feet set. This is a disaster right here. You're not in a defensive stance. Your feet aren't set. So now Sabonis can just get this ball and go right into the lane. Stop. Transition defense, you throw half-court matchups out the window. You get to the nearest body. So this Spurs player has to go to Kevin Huerter. This Spurs player is going to have to guard Domantas Sabonis. So you're going to have to get down here in a defensive stance with your feet set. See, the problem is none of this occurs. And not just double willy-nilly like this. If you're coming to double here, then this player's got to start to cheat over because when this pass gets made, he's got to fly over here, all right? And then you would come up. But, like, you're doubling with no rotation, which means your Keegan Murray's wide open. Okay, so if Domantas Sabonis is setting this screen, so this Spurs guard's got to get up because you got to force De'Aaron Fox this way so this player can step up and actually guard the ball, all right? Because now Sabonis is rolling into backside help right here. Right? So we don't have to worry about Sabonis. All right? And if you're in a defensive stance, your feet are set, and a skip pass is made from here, you should be able to recover. But see, you're letting this ball screen come here, so now there's no backside help for Sabonis, and Poeltl's just playing. I mean, come on. You're letting De'Aaron Fox get in the paint? If you're this Spurs player here, you must sprint over and get in a defensive stance with your feet set. This is just pure laziness right here. Your feet aren't set. You have no chance. So everything goes wrong here. Drop coverage, you got to step up. Now, Jeremy Sohan's got to slide over, and you should already be here now. Remember, if Kevin Huerter comes off the street, you got to stop the ball at some point. But we also need backside help. So if Kevin Huerter throws a skip pass, you're in a defensive stance with your feet set, you'll be able to recover. But Jeremy Sohan doesn't come in backside help. Zach Collins just drops to infinity. Okay, if you're Trey Jones here, you passed it, it's a deflection. Stop. You got to start to sprint back now, okay? Like, you got to really start to sprint back now. This little delay is just not going to do it. Okay, what are these Spurs players doing in transition? This is De'Aaron Fox. Like, Jeremy Sohan's got to sprint back. Someone's got to sprint back. Because you got to get your feet set. You got to be in a defensive stance. This player's backpedaling. Jeremy Sohan's trying to cut off the ball beyond half court. It is a recipe for De'Aaron Fox to get right to the rim. Jakob Poeltl, you see the screen coming, okay? So you need to drop and you got to get your feet set. All right, look at Jakob Poeltl here. This is bad. This is not getting your feet set. You're just backpedaling. So now De'Aaron Fox is going to be able to cook you off the dribble. Have to be in a defensive stance guarding De'Aaron Fox, all right, with your feet set. See, your feet aren't set. Your feet are moving inward. Well, De'Aaron Fox is going this way. So look at this space that was just created because of that. You can't guard this handoff now. If you're guarding the ball, your only focus can be the ball. You cannot be gambling trying to get a deflection on a pass that never even happens because now Davion Mitchell,